You about your campaign because you are a wonder. Because you keep you're a long shot. I think that's fair to say.
Sure.
And you come from outside the political world, and yet everybody listens to you. So here's your chance. What are we getting out of an hour of a 3-hour debate tonight? What did I was going through the topics, which they did a good job at ABC. Healthcare, the #1 issue with Democrats. Guns, the hottest issue right now. Immigration, it's not going away. Afghanistan, which is very hot topical this week. And of course, education is the second issue among Democratic issues. So they hit that whole panoply of issues tonight. What would a reasonable person say the Democratic Party's about right now if they watch the whole 3 hours? That's a big question, but you're a big thinker.
Well, ideally, the Democratic Party is about solutions that improve the lives of working Americans. And the reason why I'm running for president is that right now, working Americans are seeing less and less of the economic gains of the 21st century. The gains are being captured by a smaller and smaller group of both companies and individuals. And so ideally—
Is that because the big equity operations buy these companies? Sometimes they chop them up, sometimes they do some things to change the management, but they suck the wealth away from the entrepreneur who started it, and they make zillions of dollars on Wall Street. Is that what's going on that's different in the last 30, 40 years? Equity? Something's different.
The financialization of a lot of these operations is definitely a huge factor. But an even bigger factor is this winner-take-all economy, where you have a $1 trillion tech company like Amazon literally doesn't even need to make profits in a given quarter, putting 30% of Main Street stores and retailers out of business. How can you compete if you are Sears or some Main Street hardware store against Amazon that can undercut you at every turn? So Amazon's closing 30% of American stores and malls and paying zero in taxes.
They can open up a bookstore, a retail store at a corner in Bethesda, and I've been told it doesn't matter if they make money or not.
It does not matter. How can you compete against that? So that is the winner-take-all economy that we're in the midst of.
How does a politician stop at Amazon, which owns the Washington Post?
Yeah. So this is the fundamental question. And so if you look around, other countries have figured out that you can't let a company like Amazon become a $1 trillion company and not pay its fair share of taxes. So my plan is to get our fair share.
How do you grab sales tax out of Amazon?
What you do is you pass a value-added tax that falls on the Amazons,
federal.
Googles, yeah, federal. The Googles, the Facebooks, the Ubers, you get us all a tiny slice of every Amazon sale, every Google search, every Facebook ad, generates hundreds of
millions. Does that level the playing field with the local gift shop that's dead on Main Street?
Well, what it does is it supercharges—
Georgetown's in trouble. You've seen these.
Yeah, I have.
Storefront businesses are in trouble. So, in every mountain town that you drive through, West Virginia, wherever, you go, look, they always have the town at the highest elevation. As you drive through town, there was always a gift shop. There's a flower shop. There's whatever, a bakery. Gone.
Gone.
Because Walmart and those companies can just sell lots of that stuff cheap.
So what Walmart did to Main Street stores, Amazon's doing to Walmart. And so that gift shop can't compete. So the only way to—
What can you as a politician do?
What we do is
if you got elected president,
we supercharge the consumer economy of that rural area with $1,000 a month for every individual, and then—
But they'll spend it at Walmart.
No, they'll spend it on their Main Street stores, on daycare, on car repairs, on Little League signups. It'll actually give Americans a real path forward and help rebalance the winner-take-all economy.
You did a great job of setting up the problem. We'll talk about the solution more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew Yang. Back to you guys in New York.
Our thanks to Andrew Yang.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.